Lily arrives at the station just as the clock strikes midnight. The station is nearly deserted, save for a handful of travellers who, each wrapped in their own solitude, clutching tickets that glow faintly under the station's dim lights. The air is thick with the scent of rain and the distant echo of a train's whistle. The conductor, an old man with a face etched by time, greets her with a nod and a cryptic smile that doesn't quite reach his eyes. His uniform is worn but dignified, and he carries an air of quiet authority. Lily hands him her ticket, and he ushers her aboard with a gesture that suggests a familiarity with this ritual. As she steps onto the train, she's senses are immediately assailed by the rich tapestry of scents. The smell of polished wood, the sharp tang of metal, and the subtle hint of smoke from the engine. The carriage she enters is adorned with plush red velvet seats, each adorned with brass buttons and handles that gleam under the soft lighting. The windows are large, offering a broad view of the cityscape that fades into the night. Lily finds her seat by a window, and as she settles, she can't help but notice the other passengers. There's a man in a tailored suit, his gaze distant, lost in thought. A woman in a shawl, her hands working tirelessly on a knitting project. And a child no older than 10, with wide eyes that reflect a curiosity untamed by sleep. The train begins to move, and with it, Lily's world shifts. The clatter of the wheels lulls her into a sense of security, a rhythm that promises a journey safe from the chaos of the world outside. The city lights blur into streaks of colour, and soon the city itself is swallowed by the dark. As the train picks up speed, Lily's thoughts turn inward. She reflects on her life, on the choices that have led her here, and on the unknown path that lies ahead. The motion of the train, the gentle swaying of the carriage, it all serves to draw her deeper into herself, into her dreams, into her hopes and fears. And then she dreams. At first, her dreams are disjointed, fragments of her waking life. But as the train continues its journey through the night, her dreams coalesce into a narrative, a story that is not her own. She dreams of a train that moves not just through space but through time. The landscapes shift from the familiar to the alien, from the city she knows to a realm that seems plucked from the depths of myth. The passengers around her transform into figures of legend, their stories unfolding in whispers and silent exchanges. The man in the suit speaks of a city under siege, of a time when the walls were high and the defenders few. The woman with the shawl tells a tale of a sea voyage, of a ship lost in the mists of a sorcerous sea. The child with eyes that never sleep shares a dream of a future not his own, but one where the world has moved on without him. Lily listens to these tales, each one a window into a life lived in the past, each one a story that makes her own life seem small and ordinary. She begins to understand that she is not just a passenger on this train, but a part of a larger story, a story that stretches beyond her own experiences. As the dream deepens, the train moves through a landscape that is not of this world. The cities are made of glass that reflects other worlds. The forests are alive with their own dreams, and the sky is a canvas of stars that do not twinkle for anyone else. And in the heart of this dream, in the centre of this journey, Lily finds herself facing her own fears, her own desires, and the choices that she has yet to make. The train, it seems, is not just a vehicle of transport, but a guide through the labyrinth of her own soul. And as the dream reaches its climax, as she confronts the truths about herself that she has long avoided, the train begins to slow. The landscapes blur, the figures fade, and with a gentle jolt, she finds herself back in her seat, the train silent around her, and the conductor standing in the doorway with a look that suggests he has been waiting for this moment. The train comes to a stop. The doors open and Lily steps out into a station that is not the one she left. The conductor hands her a ticket stub, and with a final nod he disappears back into the train. Lily looks at the ticket stub, and for the first time she reads the destination, a place called the Realm of Dreams. Lily stands on the platform, the train fades into the night, and she knows that she has been changed by her journey. She looks around, and as she does, the station wakes to life. The first light of a new day breaks over the horizon. And Lily, with a smile that she does not quite recognize on her own face, steps forward into the morning, ready to face whatever comes next, knowing that she has traveled through the midnight train and emerged on the other side, forever changed. As Lily's dream intensifies, she finds herself in the company of passengers, each with a tale of love, loss, and mystery. The train moves through landscapes that shift with each story, transitioning from the tranquility of forests to the enchantment of sparkling cities made of glass. Lily meets a young artist, his eyes brimming with excitement as he describes his quest to paint the most magnificent scene in the realm. His words are like a brushstroke, painting vivid images in her mind of rolling hills under a sky that dances with colors she's never seen before. His story is one of passion and pursuit, a testament to the beauty that exists in the world of dreams. Next, she encounters an old sailor, his skin etched by the sea's harsh touch, his gaze holding the weight of countless voyages. He tells her of a city beneath the sea, a place where the water is as clear as glass and the buildings gleam with an inner light. It's a city of secrets, he says, and of treasures that lie in its heart, waiting for those brave enough to dive into its depths. The train glides into a forest where every tree whispers secrets of the ancient world, and every leaf holds a fragment of forgotten lore. Here, Lily meets a scholar, her eyes kindled by the glow of knowledge. She speaks of a library that spans the entirety of the dream realm, where every story ever told is preserved, and every truth ever spoken echoes through the halls. Each tale unfolds like a chapter in a grand book, each passenger a character in a narrative that draws Lily deeper into the heart of the dream realm. The landscapes shift to match the stories, transforming the train's path into a living storybook. Lily stands at the edge of a balcony that overlooks a city made entirely of glass, reflecting the sky in a myriad of hues. The city is alive, its structures shifting and changing, telling stories of their own. Here she meets a child who dreams of the future, her eyes seeing beyond the present, into a tomorrow that is both hopeful and uncertain. The child tells her of a future where dreams can shape reality, where the line between the dream realm and the waking world grows thin. She speaks of a hope for a time when dreams and reality will blend, creating a world of endless possibilities. As the train continues its journey, Lily begins to understand that she is not just a passenger but a dream weaver, a creator of the stories that unfold around her. Each passenger's tale is a seed planted in her mind, a story waiting to grow. The train moves through a valley where every flower sings a different song, every stream flows with a unique rhythm. Here, Lily meets a musician, his fingers dancing over strings that aren't exist in her world. He plays a melody that makes the very air vibrate with emotion, each note a story untold. The musician's song is a tale of a love that transcends time, a connection that bridges the gap between dreams and reality. His melody is a promise, a whisper of a love that waits in the realm of dreams, a love that could change everything. As the dream deepens, Lily realizes that she's own story is unfolding, that she's presence on the train is not just a journey but a destiny. She's heart swells with a story of her own, a tale of a dreamer who becomes the dream, a passenger who transforms into the dream weaver. The train's journey is not just a path through landscapes, but a voyage into the heart of dreams. Lily is not just experiencing the stories, but becoming the story. The dream realm is not just a place of wonder, but a reflection of her own soul. The train, a vessel of memory and myth, now reveals scenes from history's forgotten pages, each tableau a window into lives lived in the past. Lily, more than just a passenger, is a witness to epochs long gone by, a silent observer in the theatre of time. As the train glides through the veil of time, Lily first witnesses a grand battle, the clash of steel and the cries of warriors echoing through the ages. The battlefield, once a stage of glory and gore, now lies silent under a sky painted with the hues of dawn. The ghostly figures that move across the field are shadows of heroes and villains, their stories whispered on the wind, tales of courage and betrayal, of love and loss. Next, the landscape shifts to a royal court in its heyday, a place of laughter and music, of feasts and festivities. Lily sees a king and queen in their prime, their joy palpable, their love a beacon that once guided a nation. Yet the train's relentless motions, and with it the court fades into ruin, the laughter replaced by the silence of decay. The once vibrant palace now a mausoleum where echoes only the whispers of the wind. The train continues its journey, and Lily is shown a quiet village where life unfolds in simple harmony with nature. Here the people dance to the rhythm of the seasons, their songs telling of harvests and the bounty of the earth. But even in this idyll there's a hint of sorrow, a premonition of change. The village, once a cradle of peace, eventually succumbs to the relentless march of progress, its way of life forever altered. Each scene is a window into a life lived in the past, a narrative that makes Lily's own life seem small and ordinary. She begins to understand that she is not just a passenger on this train, but a part of a larger story, a story that stretches beyond her own experiences. As the train moves through these scenes, Lily begins to understand that history is not just a series of events, but a tapestry of dreams and nightmares, of what people hoped and feared. She realizes that she is not just a passenger on this train, but a witness to the tapestry of time itself. The train's journey is not just a path through landscapes, but a voyage into the heart of dreams. Lily is not just experiencing the stories, but becoming the story. The dream realm is not just a place of wonder, but a reflection of her own soul. As the dream begins to fade, Lily feels a gentle shake, as if the train itself is reluctant to release her from its spell. She opens her eyes to find herself back in reality at her stop, the station bathed in the soft glow of the early morning light. The train recedes into the night, its silhouette fading into the darkness, leaving her with a sense of loss and a touch of relief. Lily steps off the train, her feet touching the solid ground of the platform. She looks back, watching as the train disappears, its final car vanishing like the last star in the night sky. A shiver runs down her spine, not from fear, but from the knowledge that she has traversed not just miles, but lifetimes. The station is quiet. The only sound is the distant hum of the city and the soft patter of rain. Lily takes a deep breath, feeling the chill of the morning air. She looks around, recognizing the familiar sights but seeing them with new eyes, as if the dream has altered her perception. As she walks along the platform, her footsteps echoing in the empty station. The ticket stub in her hand feels like a piece of a different world. She runs her fingers over the printed words, tracing the route she's passed. A shiver runs down her spine as she reads the final stop, the realm of dreams. Lily leaves the station, stepping into the night. The city lights are like stars fallen to earth, guiding her back to her life. She walks slowly, allowing herself to absorb the transition from the dream to reality. Her mind is a whirlpool of emotions, curiosity, awe, and a strange sense of belonging. As she reaches her home, she pauses at the doorstep, taking one last look back at the night. She feels different, as if she's brought back more than just memories. She's carried a piece of a forgotten world within her heart. Lily wakes in her bed, the morning light filtering through her curtains. She stretches, feeling the pull of the dream and the weight of the night's journey. She reaches for the ticket stub, now a tangible link to the midnight train. The ticket is worn, its edges frayed, and the ink slightly blurred as if touched by tears. Lily traces the route with her finger, recalling each stop, each scene. She reads the final stop again, the realm of dreams, and a smile touches her lips. She rises, moving through her apartment with a newfound grace. The ordinary objects around her seem to glow with a subtle magic, each one a silent witness to her journey. She makes breakfast, the routine actions taking on a rhythm of their own, as if each task is part of a larger dance. Lily sits at her window, looking out at the city. The morning is crisp, the air fresh. She watches the people below, each one a passenger on their own journey. She wonders about their dreams, their fears, and what truths they might be holding close to their hearts. Years pass, and Lily and her partner grow old together, their love scarred but stronger. They've built a life around the memory of the midnight train, using it as a compass to navigate their relationship. On rainy evenings in Shinjuku, they walk hand in hand, neon lights glowing steady above them. The rain is like a soft lullaby, and they let it wash over them, each droplet a memory of the night they faced a ghost. Sometimes when the rain falls especially hard, they think they could hear a whisper in the alleys, not cruel, not vengeful, just a fading echo. "Am I beautiful?" it asks, and they squeeze each other's hands and keep walking, knowing that truth had once saved them and might save others still. The legend of the slit-mouthed woman endures, woven into Tokyo's tapestry, a tale of betrayal and redemption of a Yurei whose pain was seen, her curse broken by a truth that spanned centuries. The rain falls softly, the neon lights glow, and Ayaka's story lingers, a whisper in the night that reminds the city. Truth was the only shield against the shadows. Lily wakes in her bed, the morning light filtering through her curtains. The sunlight dances on the fabric, casting a warm glow that feels like a gentle caress. She stretches, feeling the pull of the dream and the weight of the night's journey. Her body is heavy with the memories of the midnight train, each muscle aching with the echo of the train's rhythmic clatter. She reaches for the ticket stub, now a tangible link to the midnight train. The paper is worn, its edges frayed, and the ink slightly blurred, as if touched by tears. Lily traces the route with her finger, recalling each stop, each scene. She reads the final stop again, the realm of dreams, and a smile touches her lips. She rises, moving through her apartment with a newfound grace. The ordinary objects around her seem to glow with a subtle magic, each one a silent witness to her journey. She makes breakfast, the routine actions taking on a rhythm of their own, as if each task is part of a larger dance. Lily sits at her window, looking out at the city. The morning is crisp, the air fresh. She watches the people below, each one a passenger on their own journey. She wonders about their dreams, their fears, and what truths they might be holding close to their hearts. She takes a deep breath, feeling the chill of the morning air. She looks around, recognizing the familiar sights but seeing them with new eyes, as if the dream has altered her perception. She feels different, as if she's brought back more than just memories. She's carried a piece of a forgotten world within her heart. She dresses for the day, choosing clothes that feel like a second skin, each thread whispering of the night's adventures. Her movements are deliberate, each action a ritual to honor the dream's end and the day's beginning. As she steps out of her apartment, she pauses on the threshold, taking one last look back at the night. She feels different, as if she's brought back more than just memories. She's carried a piece of a forgotten world within her heart. As she walks down the street, the morning light casting long shadows that dance with her steps. The city is just waking up, the shops opening their doors to the day's possibilities. Lily walks with purpose, each step a beat in the rhythm of a day well lived. She passes a park where children play, their laughter ringing out like bells. She watches them for a moment, feeling a connection to the child on the train who spoke of futures unseen. A smile touches her lips, a silent wish for their dreams to come true. She enters a cafe, the smell of fresh coffee and baked goods wrapping around her like a warm blanket. She orders her usual breakfast, the familiar taste a comfort that roots her in the world of the waking. As she eats, she looks out the window at the passers-by, each face a story untold. She wonders about their dreams, their silent hopes, and the small victories they'll find in the day's simple joys. Lily finishes her meal, leaves a tip for the barista with a smile. She walks out into the day, the sun on her face and the wind at her back, ready to face whatever comes next, knowing she's travelled through the midnight train and emerged on the other side, forever changed. Lily sits at her window, looking out at the city. The morning is crisp, the air fresh. She watches the people below, each one a passenger on their own journey. She wonders about their dreams, their fears, and what truths they might be holding close to their hearts. Years pass, and Lily carries the memory of the midnight train with her. It becomes her compass, guiding her choices with the quiet wisdom she gained on that journey through time and memory. She learned to face her fears and to embrace the unknown path ahead, knowing that her own life was a part of the grand tapestry of human experience. Sometimes on quiet nights, when the moon is high and the city sleeps, She imagines the clatter of the wheels and the distant whistle. And she smiles, knowing the truth she discovered on the train, that the most extraordinary journey is the one taken into the depths of one's own soul, and that the realm of dreams is always just one ticket away.